Alright guys, so I got the GTP38R installed on this 02 7.3 Powerstroke. This is the first day. Really, I've been babying it for most of the day just to kind of let it break in, let the oil sit in on everything, and just kind of let everything get nice and lubed up to the point now where I'm kind of seeing what it has to offer. Here's a little clip of the noise it's making inside the cab. So that gives you kind of an idea of the whine. So the reason why I purchased this turbo, it actually wasn't part of the plan. I had rebuilt my stock turbo, which for the record was running perfectly fine. I had to do the up pipes, and I figured while I'm in there, I may as well buy the 360 journal bearing kit and just rebuild everything while I'm at it. Well, I must have messed something up, and from what I see after taking that turbo back apart, I think the shaft got bent somewhere in there, because I mean the fins were chewed up on both the exhaust side and the compressor wheel. My oil seals were completely blown. I was throwing oil all over the place. My downpipe was coked in oil, so I messed something up. I swear I was diligent in putting it together and everything else, but apparently something went wrong. And like I said, based on what I see, I think maybe I got it out of balance. So anyone doing a journal bearing rebuild, I would recommend, based on my experience, just take it to a shop, have the turbo balanced, and make sure everything's good there, because like I said, it was just a horrible experience. By the time I bought the new backplate, center cartridge, and the new billet wheel for the stock turbo, I would have been about $800-900 bucks. This turbo is, you know, a little bit more than that, so I figured I'd just take the jump. Install was a breeze. Everything went together just fine. The only thing that doesn't line up quite 100% is the intake boot to the CCV housing. That'll have to figure out whether I do the catch can or whatever I decide to do there, but it doesn't quite line up that well. But all in all, everything's pretty much just a direct bolt in. Review so far, you do lose some of the low end torque, I feel like, on the curve. Up top, once the boost hits, it hits good, it hits hard. I would definitely say there's an improvement over my stock turbo with just the compressor wheel. I have this one wastegated at 26 pounds. I know some guys have them turned up quite a bit. I have stock sticks, and with this 02 I have PMRs as well, so I'm not looking to blow anything up. I don't really cruise around above, 26 psi. Who knows, maybe after I hook a load up to this thing, maybe I'll change that and tighten it up or buy a new spring or whatever. But thus far, an honest review would be, I'm not 100% sold that if you were in a situation where you could just go ahead and do the journal bearing rebuild, I'd probably just do that. Maybe do an ATS housing on the inlet and a billet wheel. That in itself, you'd be sitting around, for about 600 bucks, and you'd have a pretty good setup. In my situation, where it kind of made more sense to upgrade, I don't know. It's nice. There's definitely more power. The boost comes on strong when it does come on. I'm gonna tow a small load tomorrow, so that'll be a good testament of how this thing really works. I'll tow about 7,000 pounds tomorrow. Thus far, I'd say I'm not unsatisfied. I'm not 100% satisfied, and honestly, if I didn't blow my turbo up the way I did, I don't know if I would buy this turbo. But now that I have it, I'm happy. In-cab noise, I had the Riffraff billet wheel on my stock turbo, and it was actually pretty loud. I mean, I did love the performance gain that I got from it, but when towing it, it did get a little bit obnoxious. You know, going up any slight grade, it would sit and whistle at you to the point where even my wife hated when we go, you know, take the cab trailer out and things like that. So here's another clip of just kind of in-cab noise. So I'd say it's actually quieter than a stock turbo with the billet wheel, but it definitely does hum. And like I said, I haven't tried to tow with it yet, so that may be a completely different animal, which I'll address tomorrow. But in all, if you're in a position where you just got a bunch of cash laying around, give it a try. I don't think you'll be disappointed, but for the price tag, I don't know if it's entirely worth, you know, the whole amount of the turbo, unless of course you tow every day. I'm in a situation where I do tow every day, but they're pretty light loads, with probably my maximum tow being about 10,000 pounds. I'm excited to try this setup with my camp trailer, you know, going up a grade, and see how it does noise wise as well as performance wise. I have noticed about 100 to 150 degree drop in my EGTs already. Again, that's without a load, so that's not saying too much yet, but this is just day one, my review of the turbo. Like I said, I'm not jumping for joy. I'm not 100%. Yeah, I'd do this 100% over again, but I'm also not disappointed. So take it with a grain of salt. If you just got money to burn, go ahead and try it out. And I'm on stock injectors as well. I've got a, you know, a 6677 Napa filter. That may be wrong. 4-inch downpipe straight exhaust. I've got the Adrenaline T500 high pressure oil pump. I got the Riffraff fuel rail crossover, Riffraff high pressure oil crossover, and I have the PHP Hydra chip. And I'm almost wondering if I need to reach out to them and get this thing retuned, because it almost feels like this turbo performs better in my stock setting on the chip. Once we're in the boost, definitely it does perform better on the, you know, the higher horsepower settings. But if I turn it to stock, it seems like the boost comes on a little bit sooner and I lose some of the lag. Like now I'm on stock on my chip, and I'll just kind of show you. It just feels a little more healthy on the stock setup. So maybe that's just my own head, or maybe I need some retuning with this turbo. I'll have to reach out to the guys over at Power Hungry Performance to verify. But day one, I'm happy. I'm not jumping for joy. I'm not 100% satisfied. I don't know what I was expecting, but for that price tag, I was expecting something pretty big, and yeah, I think it's an okay deal. So anyway, that's my review, day one. I'll keep making videos. Maybe I'll make one tomorrow as I'm pulling the trailer. But that's my thoughts on the Garrett GTP38R for the 7.3 Powerstroke. Thanks, and I'll keep you updated here.